Good afternoon. Just a very quick video before I get ready to go out and teach my little dragons class. Day 11 today. I think so anyway. Have to check before I post it. Had a pretty interesting meditation this morning. So interesting is that I felt pretty good about myself. Didn't do it till a bit later on in the day, even later than yesterday. And it was nearly a sort of, excuse my French, a fuck it day really. I nearly thinking I didn't have much time, but of course I did have time. I was making excuses in my head again. I wasn't going to do it because I'd already done a little bit of work, looked at Facebook, looked at my emails before, which was a bit of a mistake really. But I was so glad I did do it, and I had some weird experiences, and I can't really explain really, apart from the fact that I was getting a lot of thoughts coming into my head. I was putting mantras. Might have been what I've been reading recently, a lot about being grateful for things, about self-love and things like that. Yeah, it's one subject that I find very hard to talk about. Sorry, love, being grateful, and I always word it as airy fairy. But that's the ego getting involved. Really, I'm doing a lot of stuff on the ego, as mentioned the other day. Don't forget, I'm coming back from. There's a reason that I've done martial arts for all my life. Really, is because of being a very frightened child when I was younger. I was frightened of the world, frightened of bullies. I was bullied a little bit at school, and it was a way of putting a hard exterior around myself. Really, I learned. I never grew up from Bruce Lee to fight without the art of fighting. Really, I had to put persona about myself that people didn't want to pick on to start with. Well, eventually, that's been my way of dealing with things for a lot of time. It's only probably been in the last 5 years, really, when I've been getting into NLP, meditation, and that sort of thing, that I've realised that I've never really been able to open up. And I've been described in the past as an emotional rock, sort of thing like that. I don't deal with my emotions very well. And this is one thing that the meditation I've worked on in the past as well, and doing the loving compassion, loving kindness meditation, which I might go into in another video. But it's all stuff that I feel really uncomfortable talking about. But the more you deal with it yourself, then the more it's going to come out of me, if that makes sense. Probably don't know if it does make sense or not. By the way, during this meditation event, I went quite deep. I felt just trying not to try to go too deep or try to make it expect instant results from it. But I was just saying over the mantra about that, how grateful I am for everything I've got in my life, and things were coming up, like my kids, my girlfriend, the house, the money I do have, going on holiday this year. I mean, there's loads of things that I'm grateful for. Just the fact that I could do this and my job. So much about how much I love myself and how peaceful I am. And to me, even saying it brings back a funny feeling over me, because it's being vulnerable, and that's a big thing for people like myself. I think, well, a lot of martial artists. But this, there's loads of sayings out there. You don't have to go back to religions, read some texts, any religion really, about can't remember the quote I was going to say, but for example, you can't love yourself, you can't love other people until you love yourself. Love makes the world go round. So people say money makes the world go round, but love is where you should be all the time, really. It's so easy nowadays just to think about hate. Just looking on your Facebook page, stuff. It's being brainwashed all the time with the news and things like that. So I don't watch much news. Don't try not to get too distracted with my Facebook feed. I've got quite a few friends on there now. I think it's about 1,000 or so, and a lot of really good information comes up on my news feed actually about martial arts and other things. But I try not to get too into it anymore. Definitely, I use it for the business side of things. But that I very rarely watch TV at night time. Well, recently I have, but say things like news. Okay, I hate watching soaps. We're going a bit on a tangent there, but what I'm saying is that everything we take in nowadays is full of shit a lot of times, really. And the meditation, it gives, it helps me to express myself a bit better, and it can't be a bad thing, can it? Definitely relationships and that. I say my relationship's good. It is good. Best one I've ever had. But there's still stuff there I'd like to work on. There's still stuff if I'm in a bit of a crappy mood, you know, about men. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus, I think it is. About men going back to the cave. Don't like that book, by the way, but you know what I mean by men going to the soul rather not talk about stuff. I don't want to be like that. A healthy relationship is to be able to talk two ways. I'm not just talking about intimate relationships with the kids as well and things like that. I still find it very hard to express myself with my kids properly. It's getting better, but it's all growing. It's all learning. And one thing I'm always telling myself is that I don't want to find out all this when I'm about 90 odd, or well, if I live that long. But when I'm in my last 5 years, I'd rather live life now. So I'm just trying not to worry too much. The business needs doing. I need an income. We all need money to survive. But I'm not really. I'm trying to smell the roses, if you like, and look around me and see what I've got grateful for, what I am grateful for, what I've got in my life already. Yeah, because I just finished reading the Zen book as well, and that was all about not expecting everything. Okay, it's like I probably said it before. When you're single and you're looking for a girlfriend or boyfriend, and you're desperate, it repels people away, really, doesn't it? Nobody wants to see somebody desperate. It's a bit like me trying to sell my club. If everyone came in, I was desperate to get them on there, fighting them off. So yeah, I'm just waffling a bit, but I'm just speaking what's coming out of my head, rather than trying to think about things. And that's why I do waffle on, and I often say that I'm just going to finish, and then something else will come up. So I'm going to have to learn to keep these videos down a little bit. But it's all good, and I'm going to be late for my little dragons class in a minute. So yeah, very quickly, thank you for listening. Don't forget, if you want to subscribe or comment on any of the posts. And thank you, Steve Rowe, for putting some information about meditation. That's really useful. It's on one of the video comments, I think. Or no, underneath the video that he put, I think, about meditation. It's really useful stuff. Okay, thank you, and I'll speak to you soon.